All right, family. So we are halfway through this full episode. We are now at episode 4, part 3 of From Soldier to Civilian in 8 Days. As I've taken a little bit of a detour from not just outlining my career as a soldier, but going through various different points of my life while in California. So while in California, there's a lot that I ended up doing, and it happened because of a rediscovery, as it were, of myself. And not just a rediscovery, but uh, a defining point, a very pivotal point in my life where I had to redefine who I was and reconcile a lot of different things. And so during this time in my life, uh, I ended up singing karaoke. And as it happened, probably one of the first couple of nights that I sang. Before I get there, let me give a couple of few shots out. First off, shout out to my boy Darnell for pulling me out and making me get out uh, just to breathe, just to regroup a little bit. Um, but and don't even know how we got here, but we decided to go do karaoke. I had never really done karaoke before in my life at that point, but it was why not type of moment. And so we go to karaoke, and uh, the KJ is none other than now Miss Ocean herself, which you call now. And she was playing music, and I decided to take a chance and sing. And I began to follow Mal from place to place. Wherever she was KJing at is where I would show up to sing. And I can sing fairly well, if I do say so myself. But aside from that, I began to meet a lot of people in the area. Of course, it's a bar, it's karaoke, and who doesn't have fun at karaoke, right? And it became a regular thing for me. One particular night, as I sang, I can't even remember what song I was singing. It might have been Change No Come, which sure was. Anyway, there were four individuals at the at Merv's. That's where we were. We were at Merv's, and I sang, and they came up to me afterwards, and they began to ask what I do, where I learned to sing, so on and so forth. We had a great discussion, and these four individuals were none other than Melissa, Minna, Sam, and Nick. And you know, we were just chopping it up, talking, having a good time, and they asked if I had ever acted. No, I had never acted, but and that night, I can't remember exactly who made the call. Somebody made the call, and I began acting. And I owe a lot of that, by and large, to Brother Gary Stafford. Brother Gary put me in a production. And not only was I in that production, but I was given the opportunity to expand, as it were, on the things that I wanted to do. So I played multiple different things in The Wiz, which was the actual stage play that my very first one that I was in. And oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, what an experience. I was very soon hurled into a world of professional in the truest sense, professional act. And I was given the coaching of what the Bay Area has. like the best actors in the business in the Bay Area. I mean, I'm talking James. Oh, listen, I was given the very best notes from the very best coaches. I had no idea what I was doing. If there ever was a novice on stage, it was me, full of actors. I was dancing, I was singing next to professionals. I had never done this before. They taught me how to put on makeup. They taught me how to do this. Vic, Evan, Eddie. Look, Edward. These guys, when I mention the word talent, the epitome of presence, um, elegance, class, they were it. Every single person on that stage, I had the opportunity of sharing a stage with world class actors. And not only was I able to do that, but I was able to take my kids to the rehearsals whenever we had them. And so my kids were able to watch me as I began to reshape and redefine who I am and who I was and how I wanted my destiny to look and what I was trying to fix. Like my children were able to witness this. They were able to to extend their concept of family. They were engaged with the arts. It was no longer just me singing. They were here with it as well. They were a part of the show, and regardless of how things impacted me, and I'll get to that in a second. If you don't know anything else about me, no one understands this. If my children aren't welcome, neither am I. That's the bottom line. If my children aren't welcome, then neither am I. Now, conversely, if my children are welcome, I don't have to be, as long as they're safe. But when I say these folks open their arms up and they, oh man, my kids love them to this day. They talk about them. I'm looking through the book as I talk to the microphone, looking at the various scenes that we did. I remember this almost like it was yesterday. They opened up. They taught me how to immerse myself in the scenes. I had no idea of theater terms, upstaging yourself. Who says that? I was told, hey, don't upstage yourself. What is that? And they broke it down for me and they defined it. And I was able to use that as an instructor. I use it. Look, I was able to use that. Some of the scenes. This was such a powerful play. Such a powerful play. It was sold out on multiple different occasions. Again, when I tell you that this random group of strangers, I walked into a rehearsal, was given a score, and I began to study them and how they perfected their craft. My sisters, my brothers. I can't I can't thank you all enough. And again, this was a part of my military journey. Had it not been for the army, and not just the army, but for having the experience that I had, I never would have came in contact with you all. But I did. And you all opened up your hearts. You shared your craft. We made something together. We were a part of something together. And because of my introduction into this life of acting, I've since gone on to do various different things. Um, while still in California, I did multiple different plays. I did Sweat. This was the cast of Sweat. I was in another one of Gary's, actually two more. Ah, goodness gracious, Gary, I am losing count because I did Juke Joint Jukebox on multiple different occasions. This was actually the cast of Sweat. Uh, this was one of the Juke Joint Jukebox. This was the first Juke Joint Jukebox that I had done with you all. And we did multiple other ones, and I couldn't find all the pictures to it, so I didn't post it. Um, and then I did. Oh, I can't remember the name of the play I did with you, but it was another digital. It was a digital show during COVID that I did with you, and I did another digital show with Tamika as well. But that was at a later period, and that's when I ended up coming down with my ailment. And so I wanted to highlight that as my third uh, part to this episode. Even during the hard times, the tough times, it's imperative that you find another way through that storm. You can't stop. You can't stop. This was a horrible time in my life. Horrible time. But because of these amazing folks, shout out to my brother Sean, by the way. But because of these beautiful folks, I was able to pull through it. I was in 2019. 2019. I was going through a lot of different changes in 2018. This happened at the appropriate time and place in my life with the right people. Pastor, Pastor Greg, James, Eddie, Smith. Uh, my goodness, I can go back through there and look at this for forever. Evan, and I'll tag everyone. Jennifer, man. And so that's this again. This is one of the reasons why I just wanted to take just a short detour to share this wonderful experience that I was able to have. I was gone during the photos. I was in Korea at that time. I had to take a small break, and that's why I wanted to highlight this as a soldier as well, because this happened while being a soldier, and it's part of that soldiering experience. Again, I am 5 days removed from not being in the army anymore. This happened while in the army. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of my experience. Here goes Bubby, the little Bubby. Man, thank you all. Just wanted to. Oh, I've not looked at this in so long. I forgot about some of the pictures where I was caught, that I was in, being a part of the yellow brick road. Learning how to appreciate and respect everything in all dimensions. It's a very humbling experience. And so, as I get ready to transition to the hardest part of my four-part series, I'd like to thank you all for hanging out with me so far. Uh, yeah, 27 years. It all goes by in a blink, and it's not wasted. It's not all bad.